Why is it that every time the government announces a new relief payment, it feels like half the country finds out too late and the other half doesn't qualify? Americans are tired of vague promises, flashy headlines, and complicated websites that make it harder to understand what's actually real. So let's get to the truth. What exactly is this new relief plan in 2025? Who's getting the money? How much? And, most importantly, when? The federal government has just confirmed a fresh support plan aimed at helping lower and middle-income Americans who are still reeling from inflation, housing costs, and years of wage stagnation. And yes, this includes new direct payments. But before you get your hopes up, you need to know, this is not a universal payment. It's targeted. Specific groups will benefit, and others, despite needing the help, won't see a dime. So let's break it down. The plan, which passed with bipartisan backing in early June 2025, is part of the broader Economic Resilience Act, a federal package that allocates roughly $78 billion in new aid for low-income households, renters, families with children, and some fixed-income seniors. The centerpiece? A one-time direct relief payment of up to $600 per eligible adult, plus $300 per dependent. But the qualifications are strict. To be eligible for this new round of payments, your adjusted gross income, AGI, in 2024 must be below $75,000 for single filers or $150,000 for joint filers. Those earning slightly more may receive a reduced amount. But if your income exceeded $99,000 single or $198,000 joint, you're phased out completely. In other words, if you're upper middle class or higher, this relief package does not include you. That's already causing tension. Take Robert in Ohio, a public school teacher who makes $76,500. Last year, he received stimulus aid. This year, he's $1,500 over the limit and gets nothing. Meanwhile, his mortgage just went up $300 a month thanks to rising interest rates. He's frustrated, and he's not alone. The same story is playing out in Pennsylvania, Arizona, and Texas. Regular working Americans are getting left behind by what feels like arbitrary cutoffs. But for those who do qualify, there's hope. If you're on Supplemental Security Income, SSI, or Social Security Disability Insurance, SSDI, and your 2024 income was below $25,000, you'll automatically qualify. No application required. The IRS is using tax return data and Social Security records to process payments, similar to how it handled the 2020 and 2021 stimulus checks. The Treasury says checks will begin going out in mid-July 2025, with most direct deposits arriving by July 22 and mailed checks taking up to 3 weeks longer. What's different this time? Child tax support. Families with dependents under 17 will receive an additional $300 per child, and that money will not count as taxable income. That's a break from previous stimulus plans where some Americans saw tax surprises the following year. But even this good news comes with caveats. Unlike the pandemic-era payments, this relief plan won't repeat every few months. It's a one-time payment, justified as a temporary cost of living buffer, not a long-term solution. Inflation is still hovering around 4.1%, and essentials like rent, gas, and groceries have outpaced the COLA increases many seniors rely on. This payment helps, but it's not enough for most. In California, 63-year-old Deborah lives on just under $1,500 a month in combined SSDI and food stamps. She's thrilled to hear a $600 payment is coming, but says it'll be gone in 2 days. It's groceries, the electric bill, and half the rent, she says. Then I'm right back where I started. So who's still being left behind? Americans without recent tax filings. Undocumented workers. Seniors who didn't update their bank info with the IRS. Anyone who fell through the cracks in the last few years. those same people are at risk of missing this payment too. There's also a secondary aid program launching under the same law: emergency rent relief grants. These are not cash payments to individuals, but grants to landlords and housing agencies to cover missed rent and prevent evictions. If you're behind on rent due to medical bills, job loss, or inflation, you must apply through your state housing authority, not the federal government. Each state has its own system, and not all are running efficiently. And then there's the Energy Relief Credit, aimed at helping low-income families with utility bills. If your household income is under 200% of the federal poverty line, you'll be eligible for a $200 credit applied directly to your utility account, but only in participating states. So far, 31 states have opted in, including New York, Illinois, Michigan, and Oregon. Florida and Texas? Still undecided. This is what makes the whole system so confusing. Relief is available, but spread across different departments, programs, and eligibility rules. There's no one-click solution, no all-in-one site. You've got to dig, apply, track, and wait. If you're wondering why it's like this, you're not alone. Americans are asking the same questions. Why is aid always so fragmented? Why do we hear relief but see so little in our pockets? Why do income limits never rise fast enough to reflect real cost of living changes? And why are we still using outdated IRS data to decide who qualifies? The truth is, this relief plan is better than nothing, but far from what most Americans need. $600 can't reverse years of economic pressure. It doesn't fix rent. It doesn't wipe out medical debt. It doesn't give seniors peace of mind or working parents breathing room. It's a short-term patch on a system that's still full of cracks. So if you're eligible, watch your mailbox and bank account starting mid-July. If you're not, now's the time to pressure your state reps, review your income strategies, and see if you qualify for other local aid programs tied to housing, energy, or food relief. The money is coming, but only for those who can catch it.